Your host Marco Adda here, and welcome to In the Mouth of the Wolf podcast. Conversations at the age of humanity, animality, and the world. This is a space where different disciplines meet: science, philosophy, art, and culture, each offering a way to look at how life connects and how we share this world. We'll also touch ecology, education, history, technology, artificial intelligence, because all of those shape the way humans, animals, and the planet coexist. Each episode brings voices from those different paths: researchers, practitioners, artists, storytellers too. Sometimes we'll be practical, sometimes reflective, always with the aim of expanding how we understand life across species and beyond. So step with me into the wolf's mouth, not a place of fear, but of curiosity, connection, and transformation. Let's explore together. And now, let's listen our intro and enjoy the episode. In this episode, I meet Irina Frasin. She's a researcher in the Institute of Social and Economic Research, Gheorghezane, Romanian Academy Iași branch, and she has an important background in philosophy and history, and she's a very keen researcher in cat-human relations and communication, with a special focus on free-roaming cats. And also, she's a great friend we met in the milieu of the Anthrozoology Symposium many years ago, and then we have been collaborating since then. Hi, Irina. Wonderful to have you here.
Hi, Marco, and thank you so much for inviting me. It's great to be here.
Fantastic. So, the core of our conversation, I know we have so much things to share and talk about, we would, but the core of our conversation today is the upcoming Anthrozoology Symposium, the 8th edition, upcoming in November, right?
Yes, of course. November, first weekend of November, it's the weekend of the Anthrozoology Symposium for the past 8 years.
Yes.
And hopefully for many to come.
Absolutely. It's actually a project that is becoming more and more solid throughout the years, is attracting attention and participation, and this is wonderful because anthrozoology is a wonderful interdisciplinary field of research, investigation, and sharing and gathering. And the symposium really incarnates, embodies, I would say, this spirit of gathering and participation. Is really a wonderful environment. Would you mind to say us where this symposium started and what were the needs to create such a initial project that then turned into a wonderful project that is unfolding better and better throughout the years?
Yeah, of course. So this started quite a while ago, as you know, and it grew up with us and with the development of our research so organically that it's really defining the way we are doing anthrozoology here in Yash, at least. So it started with a group of friends who are coming from different fields of research. Me from philosophy, and my main co-organizer, George. The two of us were the ones to start this project, who is a historian and an archaeologist. And we are both preoccupied by the way we are living with the other animals now and throughout our history. And we started this symposium because we wanted to learn more. We had our individual projects and our individual interests, but here we are coming to anthrozoology and human animal studies from our different backgrounds, and we felt that we didn't have enough reach into this field. So we just needed to create an environment for meeting with our like-minded researchers preoccupied with this in Romania and outside, so we can talk together and learn together. So the original, this is why we called it a symposium, because this was the original idea, from the Greek idea of symposium, that we stay together, talk together, and learn from each other, exchange ideas, and grow from there. So the first edition was just the beginning, the brainstorming of this. To start, I took first a tour of Romania to see who else is working in this field, because 10 years ago when we started, this was kind of very new in the academic environment in Romania. So we had people interested in human-animal relationships and interactions, but we didn't have people saying that they are focusing on this exclusively. They are coming from different fields and they are interested in this, but they are doing a lot of other things and this also. So we said, okay, we will come together, all of us, and talk about our interest and research and see where we go from there and how we develop this.
Yeah.
So, and we opened it to the people from outside, because we had meetings, summer schools and these kind of things. And me personally, I went and invited everybody interested, because we needed to learn and to see what is happening outside Romania. Because as I told you, here we were just in the very beginning of this field.
Yes.
So we need to learn from the others.
Absolutely.
This is how it started, like 10 years ago. And if I need to say that if it was not for George, who was there from the beginning and very supportive, this would never have happened. So it's his support and the role that he played in bringing this up is really crucial. So
absolutely,
I want to thank him.
Yeah, I thank him and you too, because you are the core of this project, which is expanding always more and more. And I remember when we first met. Actually, we should clarify that we met. The symposium allowed us to meet each other, to know each other, and to start a wonderful collaboration that is going on since then. And when we met the first time, it was in person in 2019, if I recall it right. Is that right?
Yeah.
It was a bunch of us, and there was this spirit of something fresh, new that was starting, right? And
exactly.
was really those preliminary meetings, right? When you don't know exactly what's gonna unfold, right? It was like when you go to the first appointment with somebody you like, right? So you have that type of excitement and you want to see what unfolds. And indeed, the spirit that you described, the symposium in the Greek connotation of it, it was there at that time, and it's still in the symposium. It's still part of the spirit of this symposium, and this is one of the strongest points of this symposium. It's very open-minded, it's very welcoming of diversity. The many presentations that are there is it has the academic rigor, but also is very open to all the possible voices. It gives space to many voices, to emerging scholars, to students that who wants to present something. So we should say something more on that, because this is a very important part of this symposium, isn't it?
Exactly, and we try to keep it this way. I mean, the more that it's growing, and the more researchers and well-known philosophers and anthrozoologists are coming, it's starting to be a little bit more difficult to preserve this, because we are so many, you know, in the symposia.
Yeah.
We need to have our space to talk and meet each other, exactly like you said in the beginning, that it's very important to meet and discuss and so on. And if the symposium, it's growing and it's getting more and more interest, this meeting and discussion directness, you know, it's a little hard, but we are making efforts to keep this spirit, because I want to say something about this diversity that you talk about. The interesting thing is that we, as I was saying earlier, we come from our different fields, and we try to keep this open, because we need to learn from each other. And this is kind of difficult when it's like we are talking different languages, coming from different scientific backgrounds. So we needed to keep it, for this reason, very open and accessible, so that somebody who is a biologist can understand my philosophy, and somebody who is a archaeologist needs to follow up what the veterinarians are talking about. So we need to keep this dialogue open for everybody, inclusive, to hear all the voices and all the points of view. And many things grew up exactly from this, from borrowing our methods of research. I mean, bringing methods of social sciences in biology or veterinary medicine, or, you know, bringing psychology to the veterinarians, and, you know, this kind of exchange, which is keeping us discovering really interesting stuff and keeping this dialogue continuing. So this is really great. So we are open for everybody who is having an interest in human-animal interaction. Doesn't matter from which background they are coming and from where they are viewing this relationship. It's interesting for us, and we are open and willing to learn from everybody.
Absolutely.
The more methods and the more points of view we treasure, and we have something to learn always. This is how we started, and this is how we wish to continue, to keep it open and friendly and welcoming and encouraging for everybody to be able to express what they experience, what they learn, what they know, without any kind of fear of being judged. All the questions addressed in the symposium are just curiosity and just for knowing, not for bringing anyone down or feeling anybody feel bad about expressing something which is unconventional or unusual for the academic environment. We want to keep it this way. So I love so much that it's continuing like this.
Absolutely. Those are very strong points, actually. I want to pull out those two particular points that you raised. One is such a supportive environment, and this is so important in general. Nowadays, with all of what's going on in the world, it's already not that easy to have a place of expression, a place where you feel safe, and you are not, overloaded, so to say, by the expectations that others have from your presentation or whatever you're going to share, right? But instead, you have a welcoming environment, a place where people are listening, where there is space for also new ideas or emotions or other aspects of that may unfold, right? So this is one core point, and this is really important in our symposium. And another point also that you raised and I want to feature further is the multidisciplinarity of it. And it's true that to some extent this symposium reflects, and it's an anthrozoology symposium, so reflects anthrozoology as a multidisciplinary field of research. In addition to that, in addition to the classical anthrozoology research, multidisciplinary field of research, the symposium brings in more the arts, the artistic part of the human-animal interactions. We have poetry, we have visual arts sometimes. Maybe we are gonna also grow in that sense in the coming years. So this is very important because what is at stake here is that thanks to the symposium and other activities maybe that are happening around the globe, anthrozoology is moving a little bit more into that direction where the academic field is getting more and more open also to the field of expressivity, expression, and the arts. And that doesn't mean to renounce to the academic rigor. It means to become a more integrative field of research, right? Where arts and science can dialogue under the same umbrella. I think this is so important. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is exactly what we intended from the beginning. I mean, we know that science envisioned in the classical mode as something truly objective and kind of cold, led us to the situation where we are today, which is kind of unpleasant from everybody's point of view. Exactly like you were saying, we are not very comfortable with where we are. So we need to find new ways of understanding what is happening around us. And for this, we opened it to different means of research and creativity. We need to encourage, exactly this is what we want to encourage, creativity. So if we are just going to use the same path as every time, we are going to get the same results or similar ones. So we want to to encourage people to go beyond that, to explore new ways of making research.
Yes.
Which is exactly like you were saying, very integrative. I mean, we don't use only the methods that we are trained in, that we are used to, that we are comfortable with. We need to break a little the barriers and shake a little the way we are used to make research, and question maybe empathy, kindness, shared corporeality, embodiment, animism, I don't know, different ancient wisdom, ways of wisdom can inform the way we are making research today. And exactly what you were saying about art, I'm really very happy that we are expanding beyond what we are doing till now, poetry and visual arts. We are continuing with it, of course, but we are going to have some really interesting presentations in the new editions on music and animals.
Yeah.
Which I'm truly looking forward to. So arts are just another way of human knowledge and expression. And this, in fact, this separation, this is exactly what we want to challenge, this separation between different sciences, different methods, different ways of knowing. These separations, which up to a point, they are kind of artificial, and they served us for a time and they led to some results. But now if we want to really learn how to live differently with the non-human world, we need to refresh our thinking way, let's say. So
absolutely,
this is kind of helping in this direction, I think.
Absolutely. And I would say that the symposium is, we could say that is multidisciplinary and multi-expressive in that sense, right? So it brings in various ways of sharing, which, as you said, it do not follow necessarily just the traditional methods, but explore mixed way of presenting also, right? A mixed way of sharing points of view, ideas, the search, of course. This is really, really important. And actually, at the core of, just to give to the listeners some more food for thought, right? Some more information. At the core of the core elements that are typically discussed in the symposium. Can we make a little review of that? Like for example, let's make a game. Let's gamify a little bit the conversation, right? So let's pull out some keywords that may represent what has been discussed and what is typically discussed on the symposium, like, for example, animal emotions or empathy, and what else?
Well, as I was saying in the beginning, I think the symposium is growing organically by the way we are focusing our interests. For instance, the ideas for the new editions are getting formed or are being born out of the discussions happening in the current edition. So we started with something kind of general. We opened the discussion for everybody in the first edition, and then we went exactly in the edition where we met on rethinking boundaries and the ways of thinking about the other animals, and rethinking exactly what I was saying earlier, rethinking the way we make research, the way we ask questions, the questions that we ask, the way we are expecting, what answers are we expecting, how we are entering into a dialogue with the other beings. And from there, the next stop, the next edition, which grew kind of out of this, was ethics.
Yeah.
Well, when we are entering a dialogue or making research with other partners, we need to know our limits and how we go about doing this. So the next editions was on ethics and the other animals and the non-human world in general. Then I think we had an edition on the two strange parts of knowledge that we so clearly define today in life sciences, let's say, or natural sciences,
Yeah.
and the social sciences, which are still separated, but maybe they shouldn't be. So this was the edition about animal life and human culture.
Yeah.
Are these things studied separately, and why? Maybe our language, when we talk about this, is kind of shaping the way we ask questions, is shaping what we can imagine. So maybe we have to, think more on that.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know, we talked about what was the next edition?
Well, regardless of the specific edition themselves, but the core points are, as you're saying, like ethics, emotion. Maybe we can put it cohabitation, interspecies, empathy,
Yeah.
or interspecies communication, for example.
The place of the other animals in our societies.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting edition, if I remember now, about the place of the animals in open societies. What is the real meaning of an open society?
Yeah.
And then we talked about, multi-species narratives, how we talk about the other animals.
Oh,
Because
so
this
important.
is truly important, yes, because the way we talk about them, the way it's kind of limiting our imagination. if we are just used to one kind of discourse in our culture, then shaking a little bit this kind of discourse is leading to really new and amazing results. And the thing that I was really wanting to say about our symposium and the really nice atmosphere that we have there and the friendly discussions that we have are really, for me at least, they are very encouraging when going out of this kind of environment, which is very open and encouraging. When I go to other conferences and other places, not necessarily in anthrozoology, because what I'm trying to do now is, I know in anthrozoology, we, most of the time, in the conferences that I'm going to, they are all open and friendly
Absolutely, absolutely.
towards this kind of discussions. But what I'm trying to do is going to other conferences in philosophy, history, where they are not necessarily focused on human-animal relations or discussions. They are focusing on other things, but they are kind of disregarding this aspect.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to bring attention to that. And these kind of meetings that we have are for me kind of places where I recharge my batteries to go out in the world, let's say, and talk about this to people who are not so open and they don't view our discussion subjects so in the same light, and this is really important for me. I just wanted to say that it's important to have a place where we shape our ideas in a friendly manner, so that when I go out and get questions, not in such a friendly manner, I am well prepared.
Yeah,
So,
there's much to learn there
yeah,
in those in the aisles of those interactions, communications, and dynamics, let's say, right? But I also wanted to say the participating at the symposium is also an opportunity, and this may be particularly interesting for emerging scholars or students, and it's also an opportunity to publish, right? Because every year after the symposium we have a call, and the year after there is a volume that is published starting from the presentations of the previous years, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. We have a volume each year. We are encouraging everybody to participate. And the best thing of it is that it's open access. So it's in English. So it can be viewed and read from any place in the world. So
Absolutely.
Everybody is invited to participate and to read and participate in this way to our collective books.
Yeah, and I will post in the text of this episode also the link maybe to the last publication, so people can easily find that and access it. And Irina, let's summarize a little bit some technical and practical elements. When the symposium happens, what time more or less, even though it covers a wide range of hours, and how people interested may do to participate.
Well, the symposium is covering, it's spread over 3 full days, or 2 days and a half, let's say. So the time is
from the 6th of November to the 8th of November, right?
November.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday, half day on a Saturday. Yeah?
Yeah. So considering that the first 2 days are very full from morning till night, I think everybody from each time frame can find a place where they can log in and listen to our event, even if not for the whole duration of it. And how people can participate, they can reach out, because on our symposium site there is my email, so they can reach out with an email and I will send all the details needed for participating.
To connect, right? To the link to connect to the event.
A link to connect, yes, of course.
Fantastic.
program and all the other details are available on the site.
Yeah.
But the link is not public for security reasons.
Of course.
Everybody interested can reach out. My email is on the site, so they can just pop me an email and I will send the necessary details.
Fantastic. So for those who are listening and are still in time to participate and to be curious, sneak in at some point of the symposium, read the program, see what are the presentations that you may want to listen. There are very interesting presentations and also some keynotes presentations. Organize your calendar, get in touch with Irina, ask for the details, and we would be happy to have you there. Okay, so Irina, thank you so much. This was fantastic. I want to express again my gratitude for bringing to the world this wonderful project and to involve me into this project. This symposium is really a pleasure to be part of it. It's a pleasure to have this conversation today, and I am excited for in a few weeks for our upcoming edition. Wonderful. Thank you again, Irina.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this meeting, and thank you so much for being part of the such an important part of our Anthrozoology Symposium, and for all your support all over the years.
Thank you so much. Again. Thank you, Irina. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you from your host, Marco Adda. Please support this program by reviewing the podcast, by reviewing this episode, by writing a comment, by subscribing to the podcast, whatever platform you're using to listen. And if you have any ideas or other comments, write to my personal email, marcogerardoadda@gmail.com. And if you wish to sponsor one or more episodes, you can become a supporter, a sponsor, or a co-author of the podcast. Meaning that you can suggest and we can work together on a specific aspect you would like for more awareness to be generated, or a story you want to hear on this program. We want for this podcast to be the voice of the community, that's for sure. The member, metaphorically speaking, the mouth of the wolf is the safest place you may happen to be. Stay tuned, be foolish and alive. Stay wolfy.